Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Mick Unplugged. And this is going to be the first time that you all actually understand the depth of why I started this podcast in the first place. And it has to do with my guy that's sitting right here, Matt Price. This is Mick Unplugged. Let us uncover the because, that thing that drives you, that thing that fuels you. I'm ready if you are. Let's go. Matt, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Nah, thank you, man. So, I talked to you and I told you I've got a moment where you don't really understand the depth of what you mean to me, and this is it right here.
Yeah.
Everything you need is in the caption. Now it's your turn to make it happen. 3 years ago, I started following you on YouTube.
Okay.
And that's how you open every video. And I was captured by your videos. I was like, yeah, the food he's making is great, but like his video, like how he's setting this up, the edit, like I need that. Because we were in this transition, like literally right post-COVID, where video became a thing for all businesses. I don't care what your business is, right? Like video, if you're watching this, if you're listening, video is critically important to the survival of your business, the branding of your business. And I thought you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
And so I said, I need to do more YouTube content. And I spent literally 30 days trying to come up with a hook. I was like, I love everything you need is in the caption. Now it's your turn to make it happen. I need something like that. This is how naive I was though, Matt. I didn't have Instagram. So I didn't know what you meant by everything you need is in the caption. I'm on YouTube.
Right.
And I'm like, what is this? And so my wife is like, babe, he's talking about Instagram. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do Instagram, but I want to do YouTube videos. So I studied you, bro. Like I studied the hook, the length of time, how you edited everything, the voiceovers. And then I got into the food and the recipes and I was like, this guy is freaking amazing. And then you had your own seasonings.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this lemon bay is off the hook. And I don't even like lemon bay like that or lemon pepper like that. But I was like, okay. So I owe you the utmost gratitude because I didn't want to start a podcast. I just wanted to do video content.
Sure.
And one of my good friends and mentors said, nope, you need to do a podcast. Two of my best friends who have podcasts are like, nope, you need to do a podcast. So I said, great. If I do a podcast, it is going to be like my guy, Matt Price, and we're going to make it happen. And so I understood the hook. I just do my hook at the end now, right?
Yeah.
Your because is your superpower. Go unleash it. But I have to thank you for giving me a blueprint of why video is important and then how to garner and gain attention. Because to me, that's the hardest part of video content. It's not just, hey, go talk, go do whatever. Like you have mastered that, bro. So
it's getting harder every day too. I tell a lot of my friends that are kind of on the fence, like I come from a corporate background, right? And I have some friends who are successful in corporate America, 6-figure salaries, they're doing really well. We'll have conversations where they're like, man, I'm just ready to get out of here and get out of the rat race or whatever. And, I want to do this or that, but I'm not really a social media guy. I'm like, I get that part. I understand that fully. I'm not a person that walks into a room and just loves attention. Like I'd rather not be the face of this thing, but this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
And I try to tell them that. And it just, some people take the initiative and actually go after their dreams and their goals and get out of their comfort zone and do it. And then other people are reluctant to try. But what I try to tell them is if you're going to do it, start now because there's more people. The barrier for entry today is as low as it's ever been.
Sure.
All you need is an iPhone.
Need a phone.
And almost everybody has an iPhone.
Yeah.
You walk past somebody on the street, they got an iPhone. You know what I mean? Like there's not a big barrier for entry. 20 years ago, you had to have real equipment, a real budget, a real team, or all of these things that take tons of money. Today, you can do it for whatever it costs you to have an iPhone and the internet, which is virtually nothing,
Dude, it's wild. And I want to, again, pay you the respects, give you the flowers, because I can genuinely look in this camera right here and say there would not be a Mick Unplugged podcast if I didn't have this guy as this is what I'm going to follow.
I had no idea about that. That's amazing,
dude. I'm telling you, your style, and we're gonna get into the cooking, Matt, in a moment. But this entrepreneur, this video viral sensation that you became, I was captivated. And again, I didn't start my podcast until like last year, so I studied you, bro, for literally a year.
Well, that's impressive because you're killing it, and I mean, hey, it's taken me a lot longer than a year to get it figured out. So you're killing it.
Luckily, you made the mistakes that I don't know that you made.
Yeah,
because all I saw was the end result.
Right.
But that end result was so critical. And again, I want to talk to the listeners, to the viewers about, from your viewpoint, the setup that's needed. So again, people today try to go viral, and I think that's a mistake. You were not trying to go viral. You just had a formula.
Right.
And your formula was consistent, and it was a brand. Like, I knew when I'm watching a Mr. Make It Happen video. Right. Like, it's the same every time. Talk to us about that structure of the consistency, the formula that's needed for people to build that brand socially. Sure.
I think one, just as a consumer, you tend to, a lot of this stuff is like binge watching. So you want things to kind of flow into the next. Like if you're watching 5 of my videos in a row, I don't want there to be an abrupt break in the action. You know, if you're watching 5 of my Instagram videos, they're all going to feel similar. Like time's going to pass quickly without you really thinking, oh, let me go to the next thing. So that's kind of part of it. But also for me, it's about rhythm. Like I want to be in a rhythm so that things happen easier. Like when you're doing voiceovers are hard to do. Like people don't realize that a 60-second voiceover is not easy to execute in a way that comes across as like you're not like agonizing over it or reading a script or something like that. You want it to feel natural, almost like music. Like if you're a rapper and you're freestyling, you don't want it to sound crazy. You want it to flow and have some rhythm to it. So it's kind of the same thing. That takes a lot of practice to be able to execute those well, and then have the right audio equipment and the editing to make it sound good. A lot of that stuff is easier today than it was when I first started. Yeah. Like a lot of these apps and stuff weren't out when we were, I had like basically like a studio setup, like a mixed board and all that 5 years ago where you'd have to really kind of know a little something about it. Now it's getting easier. But for me, it was more about just getting in a rhythm. And like you get into a rhythm from the voiceover side of things, you get into a rhythm with your videographer and your editor. So like I'm doing something, he knows what I'm doing already. So he knows to get this angle because I'm about to do like a lift shot and show you the sear on the salmon. He already knows. So it's all about it, like choreographed almost. And that to me is what kind of got me into a good groove. And I've had the same team since day one. So my videographer's been with me since the first video that I put on YouTube.
How important is it to have a concept or a theme, whatever you want to call it, for your video output? So for the entrepreneur, the business person, the everyday person that's watching or listening to this, that is getting into video content now, that's getting into social content, how important is it to have that structure?
It's important, but I would say don't overthink it, because that is what people tend to do. People will be like, well, I'm going to start when I get this, or I got to wait for this thing to happen, or I'm still working on the concept. I'm still waiting on to get my kitchen remodeled, or whatever it is. People will find a reason to stall and procrastinate. It's human nature. Like you don't want to, people are afraid to fail, right? It's normal. It's a scary thing. Yeah. But once you realize that failing is kind of part of the process, and you just throw caution to the wind in that regard, it's going to set you up for success. It may not come like immediate, but if you keep swinging and you keep trying and you're really genuinely passionate about a thing, chances are you're going to come out on top.
Man, that's the truth right there. So I'm going to complete the circle now. So I followed you, one, because I think I'm a foodie, but like I was more of you put me on a smoker, you put me on a grill, I got that all day, and I can make mac and cheese. Like that's it, right?
That's
like,
a good bag to have right there.
Hey, and it's a good one. You're right. But then you taught me some other things. So it went from watching his content, looking at what he does with food, to like, now let me go make some of this stuff. Yeah. And I was like, oh, like, Matt is actually teaching me how to cook. Like, hey, babe, like, I'm about to make this little deal. And she's like, where's that from? I'm like, Mr. Make It Happen. And so now she's your favorite fan because when it comes to cooking, she was doing a lot of the cooking.
Yeah.
But now I could do some of that. And then it goes from that to your restaurant. And I come in and I tell people all the time, my favorite restaurant in DC is Fresh, right? Like, it is without a doubt. I have no issue saying it on film, publicly, on social media.
Thank you, man.
It is my spot. So now I want to bring it full circle. You left corporate sales, doing really well.
Yeah.
Were you always cooking at home? Like, what was the thing that said, I'm going to believe in myself, invest in myself, and go be this person?
It was tough. I always was cooking though. Like I'm the type of person, when I get into, I got to be careful about the things that I do or like the hobbies that I pick up, because I will get obsessed.
You go all in.
That's why I don't play golf. If I play golf, I'm going to be golfing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to not be good at something. So if I'm going to tell people that this is what I do, I'm going to take it seriously, regardless of whatever it is. I mean, you could say, hey, we're going to start a bookstore and I'm going to figure out what's the best bookstore in the world, and I'm going to study it. I'm going to learn about it. You know what I mean? That's just who I am, for better or worse. Sometimes it's not the best side of me. Yeah. But that's how I am. Cooking was the best thing for me with that, because you can always get better. Like, no matter how good you are at cooking, even Gordon Ramsay, there's something he could be better at. The best chef in the world, there's a cuisine that he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't know how to make Indian food or Ethiopian food or Korean food. There's so many different cultures and so many different techniques. You'll never be able to perfect everything. And that is what turns me on so much about cooking. It's like there's a constant improvement, and there's just a beauty in that to me that I was obsessed with. So I was always cooking. Like I was from Richmond, Virginia originally. Corporate America, started as an entry-level sales associate, making like 28 grand a year. It was tough, man. I didn't have the best, childhood upbringing, and I was kind of at a crossroads in my life, working 2 jobs, barely making rent, 18, 19 years old. One of my coworkers at BJ's Wholesale Club, she was like, "You're really good, talking to people. I just got fired from Capital One, but they're hiring. You should go to this job fair." And one, I was like, they just fired you and you're still promoting the company, so that means you must have liked it. Yeah. And then 2, I don't think they're going to hire me, but what do I got to lose? What the hell? Let's try it. Yeah. Went, got the job, worked my way up. 10, 11 year career with Capital One. And then that came from, that conversation with her. So that I ended up making, really good salary, 6-figure job. To walk away from that was scary, because in my mind, I'm like, I probably didn't even deserve to be here, because I don't have a degree. I don't have anything. If I walk away from this, what's going to happen? Very scary moment. Built up a savings, a little nest egg, to where if I fail or things don't work out, I can at least sustain living for X amount of months. And then I had a really good rapport with my job. I felt like I could go back if I had to. So those were the things that kind of I played in my mind, like the scenarios. Actually, the year I quit Capital One, I won sales. I was salesperson of the year that year. So it's like winning the Super Bowl and then retiring. Yeah. So I was like, they'll hire me back if I don't make it, right? So that gave me like that confidence, a safety net. But I would talk to some of my older coworkers. They're like, "You're gonna go do what?" Like, this is 2020. I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this YouTube thing, this social media thing, and build this media company." And they're like, "You're gonna quit this job to go do that?" I just didn't get it.
So you didn't have like one foot doing YouTube, one foot doing sales. You just made the clean break of.
Well, I did. I was still with Cal. I started YouTube in 2019, going into 2020. So right before the pandemic. Yeah. We had built some traction, not nearly enough to quit. But by the time I quit, I was making enough money from it to make it make sense.
I got you. So for those that are watching, what Matt didn't do was just say, "You know what, I'm out." He didn't have like this grand exit, right? Like, you didn't burn bridges.
Did it very strategically.
Yeah. That's good stuff, man. That's good
But
stuff.
I was transparent with them too. Like, hey, I was talking to my manager and some of the people that I respected, that, you know, higher up than me. Like, hey, I'm considering this. I'm just wanting to let you know, I'm going to still do my job. Obviously, you guys think I'm doing it, you know, well, considering the accolades
rewards,
and right. I'm not just going to mail it in until I'm ready to quit, but I'm letting you know that I am considering this, because at that time, people would start to notice me. Like, they would see me. Like, we'll be at a conference and like, oh, I saw you on a video. And they're like, huh? So I didn't want them to think that I was just like, because we were working remote. Basically, I was like a district or regional sales manager. So I had a territory that I was responsible for. I didn't want them to think that they're paying me this salary and I'm just at home making cooking videos.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't the case. I was doing it. We'll shoot, you know, 4 or 5 videos in a weekend and I'll work my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But I was transparent. It wasn't like a surprise when it happened, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So when did you know that you wanted to do cooking videos? And I'm going to ask it a different way, selfishly for me. When did you know it's like, all right, I can really make these dishes and I want to show other people how to make these dishes?
Again, it goes back to the obsession thing, because I'm not the type of person that's going to put out a video if I don't feel confident that I know what I'm talking about. And not to, you know, be shady, but not all creators are like that. I know a lot of creators are putting out videos, and I know that's probably the first or second time you've ever made that thing.
Yeah,
you can't really teach something that you're not proficient at. I'm not gonna say you have to be an expert to teach, but you should be proficient, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't like make very, very entry level simple mistakes. If you're coming from a teaching perspective, now if it's pure entertainment, that's different.
Yeah.
But if I'm giving you an instructional video on how to build a car, I should know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If I'm teaching you how to make, you know, pasta, you're gonna feed your family, your kids, your wife, your whatever. You're gonna spend money at the grocery store. Like, I take all of that into account. So
yeah,
I just take the time to really learn it.
Yeah. And so here's what I'm going to say, because I can only say this about you and my best friend, Robert Irvine. Here's when you know you've got a really great chef with a great recipe, you don't see variations of it. Meaning, you know, people put recipes online and then in the comments, it's like, yeah, but if you add this, or if you do this, or if you take this away, then it's really good. Everything that Matt puts out, you don't have to have a variation.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you don't have to say, oh, well, instead of a cup of milk, you should do a cup and a half, or, you know, instead of salt and pepper, just do this. Like, your stuff is very authentic, which is why I appreciate it, because I don't have to go in and adjust a recipe.
Yeah.
And that's very rare.
Right.
And to me, that's always the tell, to your point, when you've got that creator that it's not what they do. When it's like, you look at it and it's like, nah, they ain't even eaten that before. Yeah. Because that doesn't even go together, or that doesn't sound good. I don't care what your palate is, right? Like, that just doesn't go together.
I mean, there's people out there that just grab a recipe off the internet and they didn't test it. They didn't, you know. Yeah. And again, the barrier for entry is very low. And that's honestly, that's the scary part for me. And that's what pushed me into considering doing a restaurant. Because I see that this room is getting more and more crowded. Yeah. And you could still be at the top of your game. And for example, from the product side of things, which is really what made me make the decision. I wasn't first, right? I'm not going to pretend like I'm the godfather of what we're doing. I was early though, and somebody that built the content piece of it from the media side of things, and then launched products. And you know, seasoning, chef knives, skillets, cookbooks. People saw that and saw that it was doing well for me. And they have 5 years of game tape to study and replicate. So even if they don't sell more seasoning than I sell, if 10,000 chefs are selling seasoning, the pie is starting to dwindle a little bit. Yeah. So like you just got to figure out, all right, so what's next? What can I do that's going to separate me from the pack? Not all of these creators are going to be capable of launching a restaurant and you know, doing that. And it's a super tough business, very challenging. I've lost a lot of money on some stuff, and we've done well with other things. It's a scary place to be. It's deep waters. It's rough. Yeah. But that's just, you know, how I view it. It's like, all right, I got to pivot. I'm going to still do these things at a high level, but what's the next thing? Because I don't want to just do this forever and never try to grow. And then eventually, you know, I'm just going to be kind of pushed out, not necessarily pushed out, but the pie starts to shrink. And then it's like, you know, you got this overhead, you got these employees that are, you know, looking to you to lead the way.
Yeah.
You got to figure out the next move.
Yeah. And what I'm about to say, because I'm going to double down on something Matt said, I promise you I'm not coming after creators, so don't be hitting me up like that. Like, I support creators. It's a great community of all creators.
Yeah.
But it's something that my guy Ari Spears says too. Like, the creators in the comedy world, there's a difference of being funny for YouTube and doing the clips and all that, which people should do, right? Be Instagram funny. But when you got to get on stage, that's the real game. That's the difference when you got to make people laugh that maybe they don't want to laugh, right? Like, they're coming to see if you're the real deal or not. And it's like, they're not there for you. I would say it's the same thing with you in the restaurant game, right? It's like, you can do it here.
Yeah.
But then to really say, this is who I am, open the restaurant.
Yeah.
Get the people to come in. And you know this, being in the business, it's not about them coming one time. Right? Like, that's cool. But I need you to want to come back every week. I want you to go tell other people to be here. Talk to us about taking that step and that difference in particular.
That, I think that applies to the content space too. Like, it's anybody, I'm not gonna say anybody, but most people can shoot a 60-second clip of them making Alfredo. But can you make a 10-minute video on YouTube? Because you'll notice a lot of these creators only do short form content. It's harder to do that long form stuff. And that same thing applies to even more when it comes to, you know, opening a restaurant.
Yeah.
And you're putting, I mean, everything's on the line. My name, my reputation, my money, like everything. You're really betting the house on, I think I can do this thing.
Yeah. That's
scary. And then it's also just, and food is so, like, one person may love a dish and another person may not like it. It's so, you know, personal. You know, you might like your risotto one way and somebody might like their risotto another way, or some people love spicy food and this person doesn't. It's just trying to find that happy balance that makes people happy. And my take on it is, I want to push that line of flavor as close to the edge where it's like, this might be too much. Like, my thing I tell my chefs is, if 20 or 10 people come in here and 2 of them say, oh, it was a little too salty, or it was a little too whatever, too umami forward or whatever.
Yeah.
But 8 of them said it's the best meal they ever had in their life. I would rather that scenario than 10 people come in here and be like, it was cool.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'd rather have 1 or 2 people that's like, oh, it wasn't for me, but the other bunch of them absolutely love it and rave about it than everybody come in, nobody complained, but nobody loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, I've been to your restaurant, I follow you forever. So for those that don't know, like, talk to us a little bit about your inspiration, because my wife will tell you, bro, like, she loves New Orleans cuisine, even though she's not from there.
Yeah.
Like, you got some really great New Orleans inspired menu items. You've got, and just recipes in general.
Sure.
You've got what I call the true South, the real South, because I'm from the South, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've got some Southern inspired dishes. You've got some Asian inspired. You got some West Coast inspired. Like, what's your inspiration when it comes to the kitchen and the recipes that you put out there? So
I think it goes back to what you feel like you can do well when you're designing a menu. You want to have your, like, if you're going to a concert for Rolling Stones or whoever, let's say some vintage band or musician, you want to hear the hits. Like, I don't want to hear your new stuff. I want to hear the absolute best thing that you got. Yeah. So part of it is that, and then from the inspiration side of things, really, it's just how I grew up. I didn't, like I said, I don't want to get too, I mean, we can, but I don't want to make it all about that. But I had a relatively rough childhood. I spent a lot of time spending the night at other people's houses. And I grew up in a neighborhood that was very, very culturally diverse. We had, you know, I grew up in a time like Sierra Leone had the Civil War. So my neighborhood had a bunch of people that had moved from that. Bosnia, same thing. I had a lot of Bosnian people in my neighborhood. It's just very, very culturally diverse. So my best friends were from all over the world. So I got exposed to so many different types of food. I didn't always have food to eat at my house. So I spent a lot of time eating at other people's houses. So people might look at me like, who's this white guy cooking X, Y, and Z? But it's really because I just was exposed to a million different types of food from 8, 9 years old until I'm, 20 something.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's a leadership lesson in that too, and an entrepreneur lesson. One, be who you are, but two, find out what you do really well and continue to do that. I think a lot of times in the business side of things, you hear people talking about making their weaknesses better, or, I'm weak here, I need to build this up. And I tell people from a sports perspective, from a business perspective, the greatest people that when you put the EST at the end, they did one or two things really, 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 really well.
Yeah.
Better than most people. And I think a lot of times we get misinformation that you need to be well-rounded and you need to do a little bit of everything. I'm like, no, do what you do well. Talk to us about that and how some of that's your mentality too, because I know you, right? Like, you don't try to do everything, but what you do, you dominate.
I think that I learned a lot of that from corporate America too. Like running teams and managing, it's like, hire your weaknesses. It's like, if I'm not good at accounting, I need to hire an accountant. If I'm not good at sales and marketing, I need to hire an expert. If there's people out there that all they know how to do is cook, you should be the chef at that restaurant. You should probably let somebody else do the P&Ls and the labor cost and all of that good stuff, So I learned a whole lot about, really I didn't go to college. So my time in corporate America was my college. I learned everything about sales, marketing, how to just be a professional adult, like be on time, be responsible. I didn't get that as a kid. If you would have met me when I was 17, you would probably look at me a whole lot different than you look at me today. But I grew up a lot early because I had to, but then corporate America really just taught me how to be more professional and just look at things differently than I would have otherwise.
Got it. All right, bro. So we're going to go to the book. Meet Me in the Kitchen. Talk about why you wanted to do a cookbook, right? Like you're social famous, right? You could have just left it there, but you were like, nah, I want to put it out on paper. Talk to us about this.
So I have done some collaborative cookbooks prior to doing this one, and then during the pandemic, I was doing ebooks, like rappers drop mixtapes like once a month. We were just cranking them out. My philosophy during the time of the pandemic was like, I want to do everything very affordably. We were doing weekly cooking classes for $5. We were doing ebooks for $5 and just putting out as much stuff as possible and kind of try to build that community, which I think I tell creators all the time, and I need to do a better job of that now because I'm stretched so thin. I talk about that in my meetings sometimes too, is like just build that community. And that's one good way to do it. But as far as doing the cookbook, I just wanted to do a solo effort. I had never done one. I felt like it just was on my mind. There's a lot of really good recipes in there. There's quotes from chefs that kind of inspired me as like page breaks in there. It just was something that I've always wanted to do. I'm actually in the process of considering doing my second one. Okay. This one's been out for about a year now. But yeah, it's kind of what you do, right? If you're a musician, you put out a record. If you're a chef, you put out a cookbook. And it's kind of, I felt like it was like just a natural progression for me. Okay. And it's fun too.
What are some of the recipes we're gonna get out of here?
You got a lot. Some of the stuff, the garlic noodle recipe is in there. That's in my restaurant. Some of the most popular things that I've done are in this book. So you got stuff that's not on YouTube, but you also got some of the biggest, most viral recipes I've got from different seafood boil recipes that have done really well. It's a little bit of everything. You got everything from breakfast, lunch, dinner, appetizers. You got the social media, viral stuff, and then you got the more intricate, like if you want to be more on the chefy side of things, or you just want to make a delicious meal for your family. There's something in there for everybody. And
I can promise you that there is something for everyone. When you follow Matt on social, like he does have I got to be a chef to do this one, but he breaks it down so that it doesn't matter who you are, you can truly do it. But then he's got like my favorites, which are I'm watching the game and I got folks coming over.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some chicken, bacon, pepperoni ranch flatbread.
Yeah.
Bro, that changed my life right there. That was the first thing that I ever made because I felt like I could.
Yeah.
Right? Matt also, and you don't know this, you taught me that sliders, I just need Hawaiian rolls and just cut them in half, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, how do people do this?
Yeah.
And then you taught me how easy it was. Like, don't laugh at me. Don't hit me up. Like, again, I was on the grill and made mac and cheese. That's what I did really well.
Some people can't do much of anything. So the grill's tough to master. So it's good that you got that under your belt.
Yeah, man. But the sliders, the flatbreads, my wife loves anything with Alfredo and shrimp. So I know you've got some really good stuff there, man.
Sure.
So Mr. Make It Happen. Talk to us about the moniker. Where did that come from?
Originally, it just came as a joke, but amongst friends, we were on a vacation. One of my friends was supposed to, it was like a bachelor party, you know, how the best man's supposed to plan everything and do everything.
Yeah.
And it kind of fell through on him. And long story short, he dropped the ball a little bit. And then I kind of put everything together and made the salvage the weekend, basically. So that whole week, I was just giving him shit like, you know, when you refer to me, call me Mr. Make It Happen. So I went as far as to change my social media handle to it. Like I just was really leaning into the joke. I'm like 18, 19 at the time. And then it just stuck. And then I was like, well, it applies to food too. And I like the idea that I'm giving myself something to live up to, right? Like, if you're going to be the guy that's making it happen, that's a huge responsibility. You got to step into those shoes. If you're going to call yourself that, you got to execute. So I just stuck with it.
I love it. I love it. What are some of the other products that you have aside from cooking? I know we talked about the knives. We talked about, I brought up the seasonings. Like, let the viewers and listeners know the whole portfolio of what you have.
Sure. I got a website that has all of free recipes, MrMakeItHappen.com. You can find pretty much every single recipe I've ever posted online for free right there, detailed descriptions, pictures, all that good stuff. I have a media company, Make It Happen Media. We have a podcast. We have a second YouTube channel where we're more dedicated to like more entertainment style content, food reviews, and
you're judging your friends.
Yeah, having cook-offs with people that can't really cook that good. It's fun, it's entertaining. Yeah. It's great. That's doing really well. We just started that not too long ago. The podcast is starting to pick up a little bit. I've got, as far as from a product perspective, we got chef knives, skillets, seasoned flour is performing really well. The seasonings, I got digital food thermometer, which is, in my opinion, one of the things that everybody should own. If I could pick one thing that the home cook should have that most people don't, is a digital food thermometer, because you'll never over or undercook any protein, which is the most expensive thing you're going to buy. You can get this thing for $12 and it's going to turn that $60 steak. You're going to make sure you do it right.
Done. And how about we do this? No promo codes or anything like that, but let's figure out a way that for the first 10 people that message me, Make It Happen, I will make sure that I buy a digital thermometer for you. How about that?
I love that. That's great. Like I said, I think that turns a not so great cook into at least an adequate cook. Because what's the chief complaint about food? It's dry, or it's this or that.
Yeah.
It's because you overcooked it. But if you had a thermometer,
does it work on a grill and smoker? Oh, yeah. Then done deal. Yeah. Because that is that's why I started grilling and smoking my own stuff, because it's like, it's either too dry here. I'm really picky about red meat too. Like, if it's too under, I'm never going to touch it. I know some people, medium rare is their deal, but I have to cook for me in my house.
Exactly.
So that's what we do. You brought up some things that the home chef could do wrong. Give the home chef some tips. Like, what are some things that we could do to simplify cooking? What's some strategies or insights that we need? You
got to have the right tools for the job. Okay. So not that you need to go invest in $1,000 worth of cookware and stuff, but something like a digital food thermometer that's $12 that'll last you for years. You know, little simple things like that. Like, just making sure you have the right tools for the job. Sharp knife. A lot of people, when I go to friends' houses and they ask me to cook something, their knives are terrible. Like, you're more likely to cut yourself with a dull knife because it'll slip. you know, because it's not capable of cutting through the thing you're trying to cut, and it slips and cuts you. That's 90% of how people get cut. So a sharp knife, it's kind of counterintuitive, but a sharp knife is, you're less likely to cut yourself with a sharp knife because it's doing what you're intending it to do.
Okay.
So I would say for thermometer, a sharp knife, a good quality cutting board, preferably something that if you could get 2 cutting boards, if you can afford it, have one for your proteins and one for your non-proteins. That way that you don't risk the cross-contamination. You really don't need much else other than the simple bakeware and skillets. If you can get a nice non-stick skillet and then one either stainless steel, cast iron, or a hybrid pan,
okay,
that's all you really need.
Okay. All right.
That and some heat.
Heat.
Yeah.
That's important too. Talk to us really quickly, man, about, I don't want to say it. I don't want people coming at me in my DMs and all this
They're
stuff.
going to do that anyway.
They are going to do that.
That's
man.
my other advice.
Exactly. Talk to us about how you went viral when others couldn't.
Yeah.
Because again, I wouldn't have known you if I didn't see you.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
Right? Because I wasn't specifically looking for you. It was, you popped up on my YouTube feed. Then when I, a year later, got Instagram because I had to figure out what these captions things were you're talking about, I followed you there, and then I was like, you're showing up there too.
Yeah.
How did you do it when others couldn't?
You know what's funny? I get that question, probably the most common question other than what's your favorite thing to cook? And this may sound crazy to people that are trying to get where I'm at, but I don't feel like I've ever been that viral. Like I've had a few videos. I joke with my friends like I'm a blue collar content creator because I've just been chipping away at it since 2017. Like I've never had a streak where I'm doing 20, 30 million views like some of these people. Like there are people, and hats off to them, like they'll just get started and post a couple videos, 20 million views, 15 million views, and you look up and they got 600,000 followers in 3 months. That wasn't my story. I had to grind it out for a long time to get here. And I still don't, like even on YouTube, my highest viewed video, long form content is only 2.5 million views, which is a lot of views, right?
That's a damn lot
but
of views.
There's people out there that's got 30 million, 20 million. And I feel like I've had to put together a body of work versus just chasing a viral video. And I also intentionally tried to build myself on every platform. So if you find me on Twitter or X, I got a foundation there. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, website. Because what happens, I had friends that I talked to in the content space that they only were doing TikTok. And I'm like, well, what happens if TikTok goes away? What are you going to do? Or Instagram, if they like at one point, not too long ago, probably a few years ago now, Instagram was paying crazy money for reels. Like you could earn up to $30,000 if you hit certain bonus structures. And I knew people were quitting their jobs because they were making a lot of money. I'm like, listen, guys, it's not going to last. The only thing that's going to last is ad revenue, long form content where they can place ads in between because they can sell that space. Right. You can't sell many ads on a 60-second clip.
Nope.
And if they do start doing that, people are going to stop watching. So I was like, you got to build yourself up on multiple platforms. And if you're trying to get paid, you need to be doing longer form content. Yeah. That's my advice. That's what I believed in. And that's kind of helped me out.
And that's why I have a podcast.
Yeah.
It's full circle, bro. Like when I was telling you, you had no idea. And I wanted to tell you when we were in this moment together, it's the truth.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I would have never guessed that, looking at how successful you are. When we first met, I was super busy that day, and then I seen you came back another day, and I was like, then I started to really like pay closer attention. I was like, wow, this guy's got a huge thing going on. I didn't even realize that.
It wasn't that. I kept coming back because one, I'm a huge fan of you, and whenever I'm in DC, I always, even if I'm in DC for a short period like now, I go see you yesterday, right? Because the food is great. The environment, we'll talk about the environment later, but the environment, boy, like I don't want to get myself in trouble, but I need to shoot content over there too. Like the
Please,
vibe,
anytime, let me know.
The vibe is like amazing. The food is great. And it's something you said at the beginning. You wouldn't know that Matt owned the restaurant or was the head chef because he's not out at the front of the house like, oh, it's about me.
Yeah.
Like you make sure your staff has their lanes and you give them the freedom to do what they do really well. And your job is to make sure the food comes out amazing. That the experience that that everyone has is amazing. So kudos for you, because I think from a business perspective, that's where people go wrong. And like, I made this mistake 20 years ago when I started in leadership, that I thought leadership was about me. So like my name was everywhere. Every decision had to be mine. Yeah. Like you had to know I was there.
Right.
And then I realized really quickly when like a third of my staff quit that, oh, no, leadership isn't about me. Yeah. It's about the people. But you do a great job of making what you do about your teams, man.
Yeah. I mean, because I have to, I can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
And I've tried. It doesn't work.
Same.
And if it does work, it's miserable.
Right.
You don't want to, like, even if you gain everything and become everything you ever imagined to be, and then you're alone,
mm-hmm.
what's the point? You know, you want to share it with your friends. You want to share it with your wife, your significant other, your whatever. That's why I love I have a huge YouTube channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
1.4 million or whatever it's at now. I have much more fun on my second channel that's only got 35,000 subscribers because I'm doing it with my childhood best friends.
There you go.
And I'm giving them a platform for them to grow and hopefully change their lives for the better,
mm-hmm.
and be able to go and chase their dreams.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I'm lucky to be here, man.
I appreciate that, brother. So I'm going to get you out of here with our rapid five. This rapid five is sponsored by my wife's business, My Remote Accountants, because she wanted to ask these questions. So shout out to Marcy Hunt, My Remote Accountants, rapid fire with Matt Price, Mr. Make It Happen. Her first question was, when can we have a couples relationship show featuring Matt Price?
My wife does not like being on the camera. I would love to. I actually had a concept. I don't want to say the name of it.
Yeah.
But I guess I could say it because I sent her. I had a name and everything drawn up because me and another couple, we're best friends. We hang out all the time. And I was like, well, we should do a podcast. Me and her, you and her, be great. I had a name. The year passed. I see that name, podcast, same exact idea. And they're doing pretty good. I was like, damn, that could have been us. Yeah. Maybe one day, though, I would love to do something with my wife and get her more involved.
Okay. All right. My wife's next question. When is Matt going to do a virtual cooking class for spouses?
I did it during the pandemic, and it's, like I said, been kind of stretching myself a little thin, and I feel like I've gotten away from the core of like building that community, and it's something that I've been talking with the team, like, let's get back to doing the classes, so very soon.
Okay. She selfishly just wanted to pay for her and I.
Let's do it.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. All right. Which one of the homies is literally the worst cook?
Rhino, by a landslide.
Damn, Rhino.
He's bad.
Awful.
He's really bad.
Awful.
He's getting better though. But that's not saying much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want your kids to follow in daddy's footsteps?
I want my son to do whatever he loves. Like having him has changed my life in ways I would have never guessed. He wears he's got like a little kitchen set. He looks like he's interested in it. Maybe it's just my ego, like, oh, he's trying to be like daddy. But I want him to do whatever makes him happy, man. Whatever that is.
Okay. All right.
If it ends up being cooking, I would love that, of course.
Hey, he's got the genetics for it. He's got the genetics. Last question. I'm going to ask it in a different way because I know you get asked this a lot, but I'm going to ask it differently.
Yeah.
You're cooking a meal for your favorite athlete, Michael Jordan. He's a Tar Heel like me. Your favorite athlete is Michael Jordan?
Yes. Yes, of course.
And Mike says, Matt, you can cook whatever you want. Where do you make it Michael Jordan?
Man.
Mike, this is for you, by the way, because he's watching.
I would have to... I would need to know about his palate a little bit, because some people that you would imagine want something fancy, they just want something... Because I can do the the fancier stuff, and I'll get in my head and try to impress him too much. But I feel like he would probably appreciate just like a good meat and potatoes. He's a cigar guy. He's a bourbon guy. He probably wants a really good red meat and potato dish. Maybe I'll go like a tomahawk steak, something Michael Jordan-esque.
Okay.
Special sauce, surf and turf, maybe something like that. I think that would be a Michael Jordan-esque meal. If I started to get too cute with like, caviar, truffles and stuff, I might lose him.
Mike, that's for you. All right, so I asked you the 5, but I'm gonna ask you one personally for me. For the guy like me or the gal like me that likes their steak medium well, convince me that medium or somewhat medium rare is where I need to go.
You just got to try it. Just wean yourself down slowly. Like you don't go from well done to rare. You want to go from well done to not quite well done, then to medium well, then work your way down to medium. The thing about it for me is one, I think that there's people think that the pink tint or red tint is blood, and it's not. It's myoglobin. It's like a protein that it has that color, right? So
you just use a big word on me.
It's
what?
Myoglobin.
Okay. I learned something new today.
It's a protein that has that color. So it's not blood. Like when they slaughter the animal, the blood is gone for a long time. By the time you get that steak on your table, there ain't been no blood in that animal in probably weeks. So yeah, I think that once you like, if you think it's bloody, I get why I wouldn't want to eat something bloody. I totally understand that. Once you understand that that's not the case, might free you up a little bit to consider the color not being as much of an issue. Because to me, it's never people say, oh, I hate the texture or the flavor of it. It's always, I don't like the way that looks.
True.
So once you bypass the appearance thing and realize that, that's not what I think I'm eating, it's actually this, then we can talk about, well, don't you agree that this steak is more tender at this temperature than at that temperature? Wouldn't you agree that if it's more tender, it's easier to chew and I can get a good crust on it and get all the things that people love about a well-done steak, like the exterior of it being really charred, but I can also give you a more tender product as an end result at this temperature. It's like, I still get the thing that I like about a well-done steak, but I also get something I'm not used to if I'm eating well-done steak, and the fact that it's more tender, it's more juicy. Not all the fat is rendered out of it. And then you can find things that you like, and then eventually it becomes your deal.
All right.
Let me cook you one.
Done.
I'll cook them all different Donnesses, and we'll just give you a little bite. You tell me which, blindfold taste test. You tell me which one you like the most.
You into this blindfold food thing. You're gonna talk about your home.
Because I think that my idea is that most people don't like steak a certain way strictly off of appearance. So if you remove that from it, just tell me which one you think tastes the best. I almost bet that it'll never be well done.
Okay. All right. Deal. Shaking on it.
All right. I'll fly down and do it.
No, we'll come
that'll
up
be
here.
Great content.
We'll come up here and do
even
it.
Better. Yeah.
That way you ain't got to have the expense of going down. It'll be on me to come up. Wifey, we're coming up, and we'll have Wifey's company sponsor it too.
Please, that'll be great.
That way everything's there and official.
That'll be fun, man. That's a good piece of content too.
Yes, sir. All right, Matt. So where can people find and follow you? I know you've got millions of followers, but for those,
I need millions more.
Let's go.
MrMakeItHappen.com is where you can find my website, all of my recipes. MrMakeItHappen.shop is where all of my products are. You can find me on YouTube, basically any social media platform, Mr. Make It Happen. You type it in, it'll pop up. Make It Happen Media is my second channel, where the more fun, if like instructional cooking videos aren't your thing, you're just looking for entertainment, Make It Happen Media. We got a lot of food related stuff there, competition based content. My podcast is housed there as well.
Nice.
We got all the products, all that good stuff. If you're ever in the DMV, DC area, Fresh, spelled Fraiche, is the French spelling for fresh. We're located in 14th Street in Washington, DC. I'd love to have you come by for a meal.
I love it. I'll make sure I have all the links there for sure. If you are in the DMV area, Fresh, you got to check it out. It is my favorite spot in all of DC. It is one of my top 3 restaurants in the United States. That's how
Wow.
much I love
Thank
this
you, man.
spot. This book, Meet Me in the Kitchen, all the recipes that you want. Again, the first 10 people that message me, make it happen. I will make sure I get you a thermometer, and I will double down. The next 10 people or the first 10 people that message me, Meet Me in the Kitchen, I will buy a book and make sure it gets shipped to you as well too.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. And for all the viewers and listeners, remember, your because is your superpower. Go unleash it.
Thank you, bro.
Bro, you're the dude.
Thank you, man.
You've been plugged into Mick Unplugged. Don't just listen, take action. Rate and subscribe. Follow me on social and get the full experience at mickhuntofficial.com. Keep building, keep leading, and most importantly, keep dominating.